Hey, everybody, we are back to talk some NFL football.
Playoff football.
Playoffs? What are you talking about? Playoffs?
Without New England.
Oh. That is so awesome, man. But first of all, we're going to talk about the divisional round. We need to do a recap on the divisional round.
And
we had 4 games.
the conference championship games.
And then preview the 2 conference championship games. We will.
Some teams just utterly choked in these playoffs.
We had some surprises. We had some real surprises. So we will go ahead and jump into it. Talking about a surprise, game 1 on Saturday, we had Tennessee at Baltimore.
I mean, Marlon Humphrey, one of their starting corners, said that the Ravens choked. I mean, you have to believe him then.
They choked. They did.
They choked.
They thought they were just going to cruise past this right into the AFC Championship game.
And the Titans just battered them up front.
And Derrick Henry went in there and ran for $190 on him. I mean, that's just
not only did he run for $190, he used Earl Thomas like his own personal guard.
Yeah, he just turned him around backwards and shoved him forwards to get a few more yards. That was actually pretty funny. That was a pretty good run, wasn't it? But yeah, Tennessee won 28-12. I mean, that wasn't even close. It wasn't a field goal game at the end.
Oh, for the league
that
MVP
was domination.
Too.
The league MVP got schooled.
I
blame Harbaugh for that. That team was not ready to play. They were not ready to play. They were already on the bus heading over to the AFC Championship game, and they forgot they still had one more to play.
They had to play the Titans.
They got to play the Titans first.
But the Titans were literally given these underdog status, and they're running away with it, literally.
The top scoring team since Week 10 in the NFL, the Titans.
Speaking of, one aspect that we don't mention on that game is that the Titans' defense just smothered the Ravens up front.
That is the best I have seen a secondary play for Tennessee. I mean, they were every ball. They were right there knocking it out. Bam, bam. Every time
you could not catch a ball.
No. And it wasn't bad passing. I mean, their defense was just really... Tennessee's defense showed up to play that way, too. You just hope coming up that Tennessee can keep on hanging.
Has enough.
To make the games interesting. But we'll talk about that here in just a minute. Yeah, Baltimore just choked that one away.
Or can we make a choke meter?
Yeah.
Like a level 1 to level 5 choke?
I think that was a level 5 choke, baby. That was because I mean, you are the number 1 team in the NFL. You're 14-2, and you put up 12 points against the 6th seed.
That's embarrassing.
That's pretty embarrassing. They blew that one big time. We'll go ahead and jump on down to the game 2. Minnesota, San Francisco.
More playoff failure for the Vikings.
I thought something I thought was pretty good yesterday. The Minnesota Vikings. Have you ever been listening to music and you've heard of this band and they play just a few good songs and think, yeah, their music's okay, and then they have this one fantastic song. You're like, man, that is a good song, man. This band's going somewhere. I love that song. And then they don't put any more good songs, and they just sort of peter off into nothing.
That's the Vikings.
Minnesota's a one-hit wonder, dude. They're a one-hit wonder. That's what they are. They play the season, they're okay, and then they have one good game, and you're like, man, they could be a good team. No, they just feed her right back off again.
These are the Vikings.
The Vikings are a one-hit wonder. The Vikings are they play one good game a year in the playoffs, and then they lose. That's it. They're a one-hit wonder.
I guess that game was very low on the choke meter because we knew the Vikings wouldn't win the game.
Yeah, 27-10. They really got crushed pretty good. I actually thought the Vikings would hang with them. I thought they'd keep it less than 7 points.
San Francisco had other ideas.
Minnesota had other ideas. They forgot. They probably looked down at their jerseys before the start of the game and said, "Oh man, we can't win 2 games in a row. We're Minnesota." I don't know.
But this was a decent bounce back season, nonetheless, for Minnesota.
Yeah, it was a good bounce back season. Had a good year, got a good team, got a good ball club.
Got a good playoff win.
Yeah.
which in Minnesota terms you don't see that often. So
No.
congratulations to Minnesota.
They had that one hit against New Orleans, and then it's over.
See you next year.
See you next year. Let's jump into Sunday. We had Houston at Kansas City.
Oh boy!
What the crap happened to Houston? How much were they up by?
It seemed like at the very beginning that Andy Reid was going to choke away another playoff game.
Oh, it did seem like he was going to choke it away. I mean, Houston got up 21
to nothing, and they were driving.
To nothing. And they were driving.
It was 4th and 1. This is probably the dumbest decision I've seen.
Now you're in the Chiefs Stadium.
You're in their territory.
You're in their territory.
They're 4th and 1.
They're picked to win by what was it, 7 to 10 points, something like that. They were picked to clobber Houston. Houston's up 21 to nothing. They're down to the 11-yard line.
It's 4th and 1.
Got a chance to break them. Go up 28 to nothing.
And Bill O'Brien
changed his mind and kicked a field goal.
And you know what happened next?
From that point on, game over. The pressure instantly went back on Houston.
And the Chiefs just literally just rampaged.
And before halftime, it's 28 to 24.
It didn't even take them that long to choke away that lead.
No, it was halftime. They didn't even make it to another quarter before they choked away 24 points.
Okay, is there a level for that choke? The Magnum
That was like
chokitude?
a 6 or 7 on a scale of 5. I mean, you're up 24 points. What else do you need?
And let's not forget that he also had the lead, and they were also in his territory, and they went for the fake punt. Because Bill O'Brien.
Oh, that was stupid too. You'll go for the fake punt on your 35-yard line, but you won't go for it on 4th and 1.
That is so stupid.
On the 11 to go in and to go up 4 scores.
That is stupid.
That was dumb.
Bill O'Brien literally killed whatever chance Houston had at the win.
Yeah. Honestly, that was probably the first nail in O'Brien's coffin.
If he doesn't get fired after that,
if he does. I'm saying he's probably walking on eggshells now. This next year, he's going to have to really prove something, or I suspect they might move on to another coach after next year.
I mean, you can't win if you can't make any good decisions there in those key moments.
No.
You don't play chicken football.
That was 2 key moments. You gave up 4 points on one that you should have had a touchdown, and you gave away 7 points on the other. So that's an 11-point swing on 2 decisions. So yeah, I do blame the coaches for.
Yeah, that was just horrible decisions there. Just led to that entire sequence.
Yeah.
But Andy Reid won a playoff game.
Hey, go Andy Reid! We'll go ahead and jump on down. Seattle Green Bay was the final and divisional game, and Seattle lost 28 to 23. That was a really competitive game.
They really did slide down a downhill slope at the end of the year, and this just caps it off.
Yeah, that was probably the most competitive game of the weekend, though. And why? Because it's Green Bay. Green Bay can't win by 20. They win by 3 or 4. I mean,
that's their style.
They win ugly this year. They're not an overpowering monster team. They just
win ugly.
Beat you.
They just beat you.
No, I mean, you think of Green Bay. Green Bay's powerhouse this year? No, they got 14 wins. They're 14-3 now. They're not.
That's just.
But
it's very confusing how they still manage to squeak by these games.
Yeah. I don't know. But they do.
They found a way to squeak by Seattle.
Yeah.
And by the arm of Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Now he is the one. If he gets going, he will.
And if the Packers can play a full 60-minute game.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we'll go ahead and jump into our predictions for the conference championship. First of all, the first game on Sunday, we got Tennessee at Kansas City.
You got to look at 2 factors here if you want to pick this game. I mean, who wins this battle? Does Derrick Henry continue to rampage and Andy Reid does another choke in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Or does Andy Reid finally get something done?
Get something done, yeah.
And stop Derrick Henry.
Kansas City's favored by 7.
Of course, you have Patrick Mahomes.
You got Patrick Mahomes. You got Travis Kelce, who caught 4 touchdowns in the last game. You got they got Hill. They got so many weapons on the Kansas City team. It's hard to name them all. Damian Williams, the running back. And
on the defensive side, which Kansas City has been prone to criticism.
the only thing, something that might hurt Kansas City is that defensive lineman, their best defensive lineman on the team, is still battling that calf injury. I think he practiced for the first time today, but he's still listed as questionable. If he doesn't play that game, then
Kansas City's defensive line may not be prepared.
Tennessee's going to run for 150 plus yards if he doesn't play.
And speaking of their opponent, that's literally surprised everyone.
I would have not have picked Tennessee to be in the FC Championship game this year.
Nope.
Would not have picked it.
I don't think if you bet on that if you bet on them going to the AFC Championship game, I mean, are you a time traveler?
But what it was, they started out so rough that they never. I mean, they swapped quarterbacks, put Tannehill in, and started shooting up like that rapidly. Especially when they started running Henry more, when they realized Henry was the best player on the team. They have been a completely. You take the first half of the season and you throw that away because that meant nothing.
8-3 after that.
They were 8-3 after.
And the Titans did beat the Chiefs in the regular season.
Yeah,
So this is going to be a close game. I don't see it going to be a blowout.
Kansas City's favored by 7. Do you think Kansas City will win by 7?
Okay, it's up to you, man, because I cannot pick.
That is such a hard game to pick. You want to pick Kansas City because Kansas City just won by 20.
Let's go ahead and pick the Chiefs. I mean, they're at home and they've got Patrick Mahomes. Let's just hope that Andy Reid doesn't choke again.
Yeah. I would love to see Tennessee in the Super Bowl.
That would be it's probably one of those giant stories.
Go to New England and win. Go to Baltimore and win.
Go to Kansas City
and win.
That's that's literally just really seasoned.
That is just something, yeah. All right, we'll just say a little Kansas City there. And then we got Green Bay at San Fran.
I hope it's Green Bay, but do you know what? My heart says Green Bay, but my brain says San Francisco.
They went, they played earlier, and they beat them, what was it,
37-8.
37-8. So,
this is literally like a rematch of that Sunday night football game.
Mm-hmm. Now, San Francisco in this one's favored by 7.5.
Of course, they do have the home field, and the Packers have had a lackluster history in playing in California.
Yeah.
I think the Packers are 1-4 in California.
The Packers are back to full strength now. They got Blaga back and some other players. So both teams are at full strength. It's going to be a tough one. I would probably have to go with San Francisco too.
So we're gonna say San Francisco and Kansas City.
San Francisco and Kansas City in the Super Bowl, an all-red Super Bowl in Miami.
Man, my eyes are gonna hurt after that.
Yep.
It's not going to be seeing any other color but red.
Just seeing red all the time. But that's it. That is our NFL picks for the week. We'll jump back next week, talk about the championships games, do a little Super Bowl preview. Send us a like.
Hit a comment down below.
Yeah, subscribe to us. Tell your friends about us. We enjoy it. We have fun.
Spread the love.
Spread the love. Hit the groovy baby button that's over here somewhere
On my face.
Other than that, we're gone. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.